All right.
Hello, Sakke!
Hello, Crystal.
It's been already 2 weeks that we had the Weird One Festival in Kuhmoinen. And how do you feel today?
I feel great. I feel good, like much calmer. It was it was a lot. It was a beautiful day. I was very, very happy. I'm very happy that we had the chance like to experience it, but it was also a lot of work and uh, I mean, I'm used to, as a producer, I'm used to for hectic schedules and that there is a lot to take care of, like with many people. But I think this exceeded even my experience from previous, you know, times that how hectic it got at some point.
Now, you're saying that you are the producer of We Are One Kuhmoinen Festival.
Yes.
Why don't you share us a little bit about, for the people that doesn't know what a producer is,
Yeah.
what did you do to get this happen?
Well, you're sort of like you're like a script writer. You need to have like a good script in order to have everybody a role in the script. You need to know like what each group member does, and you need to have like a financial planning and also an idea where to get that from. Um, so it's sort of like a, I would say it's like a script in a play, and then as good as it's, you know, it's made, the easier it is to follow. But this was also quite a massive task, and I congratulate like all of us, you know, that we were able to pull this through, you know, for the first time, you know. And this was also my first time to organize a festival. I mean, I'm used to organize all different kinds of events with music and venues, but this was the first one, I think, in this kind of level, that it was a real festival. We had nearly 40 different acts, you know, performers, and I think we were over 50 performers altogether.
And
Many
how many people work with you in your team
Actually, I haven't
to
even
make it
counted
through?
yet because I've asked like also the name list, like who were ultimately in the end, like all our volunteers, which we're also very thankful, because we had like some people coming from Kuopio, from Helsinki, from Jyväskylä. So you know, it was not only just local people. There were some associations, like for example, seniors of Kuhmoinen, and they were very active. And also we got help from Markus, who was helping them out. And it was just beautiful to see like all these people coming together. And then on top of that, we had like security. We had one association and one company. So we had about, I think, 10 different security people. So I would say that it can be close to, if we're about 55 performers, so about 30, 40 like staff members, I would say, you know. And then the technicians. We had also like a technical staff, like for sound and light and also the video. So that alone is also like about 10 people or 15 people. So
Yeah, it was a very professional team working with you, because everything just came into the place, into the time. And just tell me, we have seen 40 people performing up on the stage and sharing music, but how long takes to you to make it happen, to since the day you started to sing, to say that it's going to be in Kuhmoinen. I love Kuhmoinen, I like Kuhmoinen, but I need to do something with the thing I love to the place I love.
yes,
The thing I love is the music, and
yes.
I want to bring music to Kuhmoinen. How long do that takes?
Well, like, you know, because we were set out to do this, we started, you know, because I still recap like a little bit. So this was 1 year ago in March, like when I saw that fun competition at this construction venue here in Lahti. And I just saw it and I thought that this is so crazy and fun that I just have to take part of it. I had never thought about like owning land or not going to Kuhmoinen. But the thing is that actually I had been when I have been a child. I've been spending there some, vacation times due to my mom's work. So we were there, but I just didn't remember it, and I have really fond memories about. And actually, my performing sort of like has started partly also because of that experience, because I always made some performances there. So it was somehow really kind of like uh, what a thing, to experience it like after decades, like to come back there. And so I entered that competition and promised to uh, organize We Are One festival if I would get selected. And after playing some ukulele and being a bit crazy in the selection, event, they chose me. And but then what happened after that was something completely unexpected, that I felt so much like, I have to say also the gratitude that I feel. And, from all, not alone like, how it's been like with We Are One. I've received so much love, like from this group, and then experienced the same with the municipality, like how it all started, that they are wide openly, like arms openly welcoming to come there. And that there was this coordinator of business, Panu Anttila, who saw something in it. And he was like, I would say like a ice hockey coach, because we would be sending sometimes like these voice messages, and I would be telling like, that now we are proceeding like with the idea. And he would be saying, oh, I can hear you, you're very excited, go, 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 Sari. And it's very important that we have these people who are supporting our ideas and our visions. It really helped me, and forward. And so I knew that there was this backup like from the municipality. And then what happened, that they had invited like this mm, gathering at the municipality hall, and there were all the associations, like open invitation to everybody. And there were, I cannot remember, maybe 20 to 30 people representing their own associations. And I was very humbled by like of this whole thing, because I was just expecting that we are gonna do it with We Are One, and that's it, and ready to do that. And so there was put like this kind of planning group. That was 6th of October, and then we had 4 meetings, and I was sort of like leading it, the discussions and what the festival could be. And there was one guy, like I think it was Ilkka Koponen, who suggested that let's ask the municipality's people, how do they find, what do they want. So we asked them. There was like 147 respondents, like which was like pretty good. And they were sort of like addressing in the same way, feeling like how it should be, during summertime and June, July, which are the best months like in Finland to celebrate, and have a festival, and what it should consist, and so on and so on. So, but think about this, that it was only the 1st of February when we had the first meeting to set up the work groups, where was set like different tasks like for different groups. And that's quite short, time if you think
Yes.
about it. February, March, April, May, June, 5 months, and we got a big festival going. But so I mean,
And,
yes, please, yeah.
yes, yes. And besides that, um, 5 months, 40 performances, and most of them, or a lot of them, came from different countries. How did you do that?
But well, not like actually like I would have wished that of course much more, because we're 100 people about like who have been performing in We're One, on Facebook, live stream concert, like that series that what we did like for 2 years. So of course I would have wished that so many more people could have come. We had now only 6 visitors from abroad, but then we had like also via video. We had like also some performers. So that was also, oh, I felt so good like when I was so there a little bit like from the beginning. And it just seemed so beautiful to have like, for example, a performance from India, like shown there, made for us, like it felt really special. And So and we had like you. Thank you for joining. That was so lovely. You know, you came all the way from
From Mexico.
Yes, yes. And I want to ask also some questions from you, like a little bit later, but of your experience. But then we had Everett W. Miller from the States, our friend from Up with People
Yeah,
Finland.
very
Yes,
lovely.
yes. And then we had Hanna Borset Rönningen from Norway. Then we have Andrea Brosio from Italy. He's been though living for a long time also in Finland, so he knows Finland. But then we had Rainer Wagner for the first time in Finland from Austria. And then we
Yes.
had Frank van Engelen from the Netherlands, also for the first time in Finland. Am I forgetting anybody? I hope not. Did I say already everybody? I think so, yes. So, so it made this international feel what it was supposed to be like, that everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome from around the world, you know, to join this celebration of music. And of course, then we had also like local, you know, stars. We had like Deandra, like who is the one of the
That
great.
was beautiful.
Oh,
That was beautiful performance.
that's nice to hear. And then we had Pepe Wilberi, Frederick, like, you know, household names like that everyone knows in Finland. And it was also a joy also to have our last performance like with Mascara with this group like now. So that was also special. And it was a celebration of music really. And I honestly can say that this would not be possible without We Are One community, because most of us were from that. Most
Yes.
of the performers were from this group. So that's why we were able to organize it, because we've been working for a couple of years online. So we have built the trust like during that time. So I think this and the feel of the how I pictured it, it's filled with love. I think we could feel that it somehow there was this special good vibe energy like going around resonating between people, because we are like, even though not everyone, nobody had ever met before live, but it somehow connects us still, you know. So it made it also special. And so and I think also the volunteers, that they were also, you know, excited and did their best, and they stretched to things that, you know, if something was missing they stretched and tried to repair like that place. And I think we were prepared like in terms of like, for example, the security. I'm very happy.
The volunteers were a main part of this feeling of good vibes. They were working. They were very important for this
Yes,
organization, and I mean, I
yes.
have to I have to clap to them.
There was
A big standing ovation for them, because this works with love, with a lot of work, with a lot of people that wanted to do their best
yes,
to do this festival, and to make this festival to be part of Kuhmoinen,
yes,
and to be the sense of Kuhmoinen.
yes,
And I mean, I'm very glad for this festival. That was the first one, and was the one that was shared with love and
yes,
music and people, and you know, these things that we needed to have after these 3 years of pandemia.
yes, 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 yes. And I have to still like give a special thank yous. For example, my um, you know, a partner of business. Like usually we make great music, but there was Max Haapaho. Was during that day he was the producer, because I had my own like responsibilities with my different bands. So, but it was not only on that day. I mean, he was side by side working like with all kinds of tasks. When it got really crazy, he was there. He was my sort of like a how to say, a recorder, that I was saying like, you know, the phone was next to me like on the computer, and I would say like, just write it down, write this one down, this needs to be addressed, this one person needs to be contacted. Because it, I've never experienced that, like if I would say one thing, there would be three things like waiting already online. So if I wouldn't say that out loud or write it somewhere down, it's gone, you know. Like, so it was that kind of pace. And it was still like on that day, like when I was driving with my work colleague, like also like to Kuhmoinen on Friday during the day, it was the same thing. I was just like, remember, remind me. So it was, that was sort of like the level of the how fast paced it was. But just very thankful each and everyone who came to help. And you know, that seniors of Kuhmoinen are told, and just the enthusiasm that people are giving, because we had like those meetings like online on Zoom. Sort of, that's funny thing because we've been doing this with We're One online, but this was completely a new culture also to people of Kuhmoinen, that we do it online because I'm not living there. I live in Lahti, so we had to do it also like that. So we sort of like brought that We Are One culture to also to people of Kuhmoinen who wanted to be part of it. So we had a meeting every 2 weeks online. So we tried to address there like the things that needed to be done, and I was always giving a heads up like where we're at the moment. Of course, like not all the groups they were not so active, or maybe there were groups that were at first active and then they were sort of like reducing. So it meant then more work for me. But I think like for the next year we are wiser, and we can address it like in a better way, like what needs to be done. It's so much easier, like to know now everything how it works, and who can do what. And I think it will be just if we can succeed like in this way, like out of the sort of like from the very first moment to get born, like to make born like this kind of a thing. I think it's just what can it be like next, like when we really have time to prepare.
And from the point of view of performer, because you were with the blush and you were singing for the yoga class
Yes.
and you were singing with mascara, um, what is your opinion since the point of view of the performer?
Performer. Oh, I enjoyed every bit of it, like because it was also in my mind that it was so beautiful that we could start the whole festival with this calm, soothing music. That was my new project, Aina, and then Jusa, my musician friend, who was playing his music like as a DJ, and it fitted so nicely, like the atmosphere of starting like from this calm. There was the grass and there were people, and I was so happy that people came there to do the exercise, and even the mayor Valtteri Väyrynen was there also doing exercises. You tried it also a bit, so it was a beautiful
Yes.
moment. And we decided like on the go, like with Yusa, that let's the shoes off and just stay on the ground, like get grounded like with the grass. And it was a beautiful experience. I remember being very nervous because it was my first time to perform these songs. It's a new solo project, so yeah, I was nervous, but it
And
felt.
those were beautiful. They
Thank
were
you.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes,
I was
yes.
able. I was like kind of like afraid to sing too loud because people are exercising. So I mean, it has to be silent. But I was even extra cautious that it has to be really, really silent. And I remember like at first when I came and there was 15 to 9, there was one person. I was like, okay, we're gonna have a solo class now, but we're gonna perform it for her. But then I went to take something and I come back and it's packed, and that was so beautiful because it was that was the worry I think I had in my heart. I was very afraid, like what if people don't come and we need to perform like to empty audience, that there is
Yes.
nobody. And it felt so good. And during the day when I heard the news, there's people too, it was like, oh, thank you. Like it felt so good, like. And even though it kept raining sometimes, then the sun came. And that was funny thing, like then I performed also with Cellophane Flowers, our Beatles band. So the cover band. So that has happened also before, that it was raining quite hard, like that even the
Yes.
keyboards needed to be like wiped and everything. People tried to help. And so we started singing Here Comes the Sun, and it's helped. It started to get more sunshine.
Dee-doo-dee-doo.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we had like after that there was yeah, like then I performed with the Blush, my pop punk band, and that was wow, like that was, it's also lovely because it's with energy and everything, and
Yes.
people were
Yes.
also
And the people just jump into it.
yeah, it was nice to see like people also reacting. And I saw like a video, I didn't remember that I did that, but I mean I can do like all kinds of things, but like I had run like this round around the table, so I saw it like later. I was like, I did that. I didn't recall it, but I did something. And laying on the ground and just playing with
And
it.
for the people that is watching this interview, you can see all the videos
Yes.
in YouTube, or
Yes.
also we have it in the page of
Yeah,
Facebook.
yeah, actually it's still like on Facebook, but it will be like there will be more to come, like for YouTube, because all is recorded actually, like so, but we haven't started yet the editing. So now there's the live stream, what you did, like and some other clips what other people have been taken. So um, and photographs there are. So you can find all the information. Kuhmoinen calling We Are One Festival. So either Facebook or Insta or YouTube. So that's that. Those are the places where to find.
Okay, and we have listened to you as a producer.
Wait, can I?
Uh,
Can I?
yes,
Okay, sorry.
yes.
Okay,
Go
hold
ahead,
that
go
thought.
ahead.
Hold that thought. Still, I want to say that still with Mascara, like we had a great time also like at night to perform, and we were then we had because we released a new single like which is about the festival and Kuuma kesäyö, which means hot summer night. So we had the guys like to come over. There was Frederick, and there was Mr. Elämänpeli, Jonne Sahanen from Temptation Island, and then we had the mayor of Kuhmoinen, Valtteri Väyrynen. So this funny kind of song, um, which has raised some attention, like in the media as well. So we've had quite nice coverage about it. So it was nice to have like the guys there, and also just to see people, singing, and then we danced. Like in the end, we had the lining up, that everyone was dancing together, and that always feels good, just to get everyone to be playful and free, because that's like I think what I want to resonate as a performer, like to be free and playful and have fun and sort of like release yourself, come out of your
Yes,
cages, like
yeah.
wherever you're like, just go wild. And I think it was definitely we did that, and then we finished the night. Originally we were supposed to play at Saharanta, but there was a delay of the timetable and everything, so we ended up finishing it on the parking lot. So it was crazy. There were like 20 or 30 people, and we were singing still the couple of times the single and then our hit single Erittäin hyvä eli täydellinen. So just crazy, like timing. And I still need to say that in Saharanta, I'm very happy that Jusa, who began it in the morning, he was the last one also to perform it in Saharanta. So it had a nice beginning and ending with this soothing kind of music. Like so, I'm very happy. I was just speaking today with him, and I heard this that it had also had that kind of vibe like in it. So the calming, soothing. So I'm hoping that to bring this like all this but of course need to rethink like how to make it profitable and so forth like for the coming year. But now, thank you, your next question, it's a long explanation as always.
No. I forgot about to talk
Yeah.
about that the mascara performance and the parking lot performance, and because all that things that happened there in that time during nighttime with the people and having fun, that is part of what We Are One is for, is to make the people feeling this good vibe in different ways. I mean,
Yes.
we are already in summer,
Yeah.
and this was the summertime, party time, good
Yes.
vibes. So that is a good wrap up for this part of the as a performer, because you are sharing with us this feeling that you have with this energy that go with the people and dancing and singing
Yes.
and just having fun, and that
Yes.
is the main point of this kind of festivals.
Yeah.
And this was the first time that happened this in Kuhmoinen,
Yes.
and that is just a good thing to do
Yeah.
in this beautiful place
Yes,
with
it was.
this kind of performers. I mean, because for you was a wrap up of your team with Mascara.
Yes, yes. It was like with this, as like we three girls or women, it was the last time. So next time we will be performing just as a duo. So it was a wrap up, and it has also dates back to history, because like that person who is running Sahanranta, Manu Syrjänen, booked us for a gig in '97 to Honkahovi where we performed. So it was also like in this nice way of like the coming to the same place where we once have performed, to perform like the last time as that group. So but I had just a blast, just a good time. But you're so right, like when you're saying also about We Are One, how we wanted to use our time, like which was very difficult around the world, very sort of like was bringing people, a lot of people down, and was difficult, and it was devastating times, and people losing like people like during that time. Also like myself, like my stepdad passed away like on that spring, like so it was touching, and to see like all the restrictions and how it affected and how people behaved like during that time. So personally, like I think I really needed We Are One group, that I could put my energy like into something very very positive. And
Right.
also another setback also like in my family like during that time, but luckily that went then better. But it was a very difficult time. So I just thank this community that it's been sticking together, like and I feel really privileged because I was the one who was had the contact to ask people, hey, would you want to share your music, or do you want to come along? And maybe it helped like us like to stay a little bit positive, because musicians and art makers, like they that's what they do. We sort of like resonate like what's going on like in our lives and in the world. But the best what we can do is to soothe ourselves. So I always felt like that it was sort of like a virtual campfire that we came to, and we're just playing songs to one another, like it just cheer us up. And I think it worked, that we were kind of like, even though everyone knew that these awful things are going around the world, and it was really kind of uniting us also, but we decided together that we're not going to go to that same. We could have also chosen that we're just going over like these kind of political matters and numbers of like deaths and sick, how people got sick. It was such devastating times, but we decided to do the opposite. We used our time focusing on the positive energy when it was the hardest time. And of course, I mean, nowadays also, like at this very moment, like having the war like in Ukraine and stuff like that. So I mean, it's a never ending story. I mean, the world needs our positivity for sure. So
Yes.
and it was sort of like, it was that autumn then in 2020, like when I came up with the idea, like because it was not my idea to have it like a monthly concert. It was actually the one Russian artist, Lilia Mai, who suggested, like after the first concert, like, could we do this until this awful time is over, when COVID time is over? And of course, we didn't know that it was going to last. We just thought at that time, with our knowledge and understanding, that maybe it's a couple of months and we're fine, because we hadn't lived that yet. So but then that's why it became like a monthly thing, like for 2 years. And
Yeah, and all the logistics that takes to do those lives, because that was very hard to do, because you have to figure the time that we can perform from Mexico. You have some artists
yeah,
from India, from Russia,
yeah,
from
yeah,
different places of the
yes,
world,
yes,
performing at the very same time,
yeah,
and do it by schedule.
yeah.
That was the beginning of this, that just
That was,
make it, yes,
yeah, but
make it
that
true
was,
in
but
Kuhmoinen.
that, yeah, but it was, that was, I remember also Max was then helping out that first concert. It was 5 hours long, and everyone had a 5 minute slot. So I mean, we were sort of like trained already, like for a festival in a mini way, in virtual world. But that was really like how we gave, like there were 5 different groups, so each like had like a go, that we would keep the time, and if somebody didn't show up, then we would give like, okay, your turn, your turn. So we had it like organized like behind the scenes like all the time. But of course, after that, like it was not like that. It was more relaxed, chilled. We had more time, maybe one day or one weekend, so it was easier to sort of like live stream more loosely. But it was still like so much like so many talented people, like from Africa, from India, you name it, like so many beautiful places, and just to see the joy also like this time. And this is what it's about, and we should just embrace it, and you know uh, make it a long time project, and little by little like involve more and more people, and bring joy, like I have many dreams, like considering like We Are One, and we've talked already like about the plans of joint tours and these kind of things, and art residence I would want to put up like in um, to establish in Kuhmoinen and so forth. So it's a starting point. But now we have something concrete, that it's a real festival and it has a structure. So we have like a sort of like it's already in the world, because before that date it was just a dream. It was just a beautiful dream that, you know, that we're gonna do it, but it needs the actual reality that it's now a cultural product. It exists, so it's much easier. And I forgot to tell that also we had it planned in that way, like for each stage that you had um, a stage manager and a host. So stage manager was sort of like the overlooker who was seeing that everything is fine there, security wise and so forth, and you know is the main person who is in charge. And then like above them was still Max, you know, because I was not able to be the producer, and that was such a good call that I was free then, like from that on that day. And then underneath, like right or next to, actually like to the stage manager, was the host of the performers. So the performers could also, you know, get something to drink and these kind of things, and ask if they would have like any kind of worry. So we tried to make it like also from the performer side, like comfortable and easy, and you know, so. And then we had the sound technicians and the you know, people who were shooting like this for film. So we're trying to also make this, or we're going to make a compilation so that people can see like what it was, and then possibly sell some of the concerts even to TV, like if we find like nice partners like who would be interested in that. So there are many opportunities. And next year I think we will also come better, like you know, because originally this was supposed to be all live streaming, but it was just due to the copyright reasons, it would have been way too expensive to have it like that. So that's why. But maybe I find it like every time when something doesn't go as you planned, we talked about this earlier, you need to become more creative. It makes your brain sort of like starts to find ways, like, well, how. It's always like that. For me it's like, so what is the next solution? How can I, you know, break it? How can I break the puzzle, like you know, in this, like what. And then you come with some new thoughts, and that makes you happy, like you know, that hey, we can do it in this way. So there's always something. So now when we couldn't do it in that way, there's something good in this, that it's now recorded. So I don't know exactly what it is, but at least like I'm gonna try those TV things. So let's see, like if that's possible. So we'll see. Yeah.
And you just became again as a producer. But the question now is, we have seen you as a producer, as a performer, and what do you think as an audience? As you
Audience
were
member.
part of
Oh
the
yes,
audience.
thank you for giving me the different roles. This is fun. Oh my goodness, I enjoyed it so much, and I'm so happy that I had the time to see some of the guests, you know, like you guys, like who came over all the way from, you know, far away. And I'm so happy that you were able to see the country, to be introduced to Kuhmoinen, which is very, I think it represents the dream for a Finnish person to spend their summer. That's really the dream place, to have a cottage and just to be chilled and easy lifestyle and calm and so forth. So that's at least it's been like that. So I think it was nice to show our culture in that way. But back to the performers, I just enjoyed. I remember I started to cry like when Hannah was singing, because she's an actress. So I mean, you know, she was so much in the song, and I was just it was a cover song, but it was just so beautifully done. There was no music, just her voice, but how she put her heart in it. Oh, it was just like, oh my goodness. And also other performers. I saw Suvi Kangasärvi giving her first performance, and it was beautiful. She was
Then you
nervous.
were touched by the people that were
Yes,
performing at that
yes.
moment.
I saw Joona. We were dancing and partying there, you know, like in the middle of the day. And I saw Frank van Engelen having a good time, giving it to the audience, like everything. Rainer Wagner, and then there was Elias Kahila, like you know, in cello. And there was, of course, so many people that I did not see, like wish I could have seen. I saw,
This girl, the tic tac,
yeah, Petra.
tic
I was
tac,
just about to say, she
Petra,
was giving
whoa,
it, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that was fun, and people were dancing and singing her all the hit songs, like you know, that they knew. And there was just so many things. I wish I would have seen some of the the program for children. I somehow missed that because it was like on that time, like I was elsewhere, like in Kuhmola, I think. So, but I heard there were pony rides, and there was like the performance as well. There, Missa Kissa, and that castle where you can jump about. So uh, that was also nice that this was a family celebration, that not only for adults and party, but it was also like just having a good time, like in different ways, like whether it's yoga. And then there was I heard that they had a great time at the gospel workshop, and also the world music workshop had been also fun. Lisa Häkkinen was telling me, and Everett, I saw some video like of him leading the workshop and people enjoying it. And it was just such a celebration of like different things and happy people making people happy. So I think we resonated so much, like this, the good vibe, like that, what is we're one about. So I think we changed the world on that day and on that setting in Kuhmoinen. But can I ask you now your
Yes.
experience? So this was your first time in Finland. How did it seem like when you first arrived?
When you are traveling around the world or around your own country, yeah, I like to be an spectator.
Yeah.
And I like to be amazed of everything because that's the best way to learn. When you
Yes.
are amazing and you are expecting and you are watching and you are listening and you are just feeling and getting into the culture.
Yes.
And that is one thing that we learn from with people, as you remember,
Yes.
that we needed to be open to communicate and to learn and to watch and to see and to feel.
Yes.
And when once I got into Finland and I started to see that I don't I couldn't read anything in the airport. I mean, that was my first experience that they say, okay, I'm already in the top of the world. I am here in Finland and let's have fun. And
Yeah.
after that, when I got into the taxi to go to my first stop, that was Hannah's house,
Yes.
Sana's house. I'm
Santa's
sorry.
house. Yes.
Uh, 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 I um I just started to live the dream of being in the Finland culture
Yes.
because I got into it. Take off your shoes. Here in
Yeah.
Mexico, we
Oh
don't
yeah.
take off our
Oh
shoes, and that is like, oh my gosh, we have to take off
my God.
our shoes. Okay,
Yeah.
and getting into these little
Little
details and
details.
yes, little details, and having this delicious bread with cheese and with ham and the marmalades and all these different tastes
Yes.
of the food and going into the cottage with Sana and with
Katya.
Katya
Oh,
and with Everett
Everett.
and live it in besides the lake
Oh.
and having these sausages and
The
and
sausage.
seeing these beautiful, beautiful trees and the woods. And, you know, I felt that I realized that life is beautiful.
Oh.
Life is beautiful because you can get in touch with people that you and me have a friendship since 31 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
And seems that it was yesterday
Yeah.
when we traveled
Yes.
together.
It
We
does.
start doing the same jokes and having fun and singing
And you
and
remember the
laughing.
choreographs. You remember the choreography, like not choreographs, but how can you? I
Well,
was like, you
understand.
guys were doing like the Running Man and everything. I'm like, I couldn't
That
keep.
was weird. That was
Whoa!
weird. But after that, seeing that Kuhmoinen people, Finland people is always there to help you. I mean, because we went um, to this mall to buy a chip for the internet. And the guy there was very helpful. He was like, no, you don't need that. That is too expensive. Buy this, and you have to do this and this and this and this. And then you're going to be this, and this is the one for you. And we realized that, I mean, people is beautiful, people is loving, people is amazing. And I just felt that once we were in Kuhmoinen and the people start laughing and having fun and, trying to do their best in their places,
Yes.
or the people who came to the different performances and they were just having fun. I
Yeah.
mean, there was this lady that took her big huge dog
Yes.
into the performance, and the dog was like, you know, as well having fun and letting everybody pet him, and that
Oh,
was very, very, very amazing. And afterward, when we went to Helsinki
yeah,
and travel into the train and into the other small train, I don't know how to call it, the
yeah,
tranvía,
yeah.
we say the
Tram, yeah.
tram, well, in Spanish is tranvía.
Yes.
And going into these beautiful streets and going and see the different embassies,
Yes.
and to go up into the and see
See? Yeah.
the ocean, the
Yeah.
sea. And when we found this goose, was not the goose, the goose family that we saw, the with the little
Yeah, the
birds,
swans.
the swans,
Yeah.
yes, the swans, and the family there in the beach, and see all the people having and being relaxed about that, and having fun. And afterwards we talk with a funny guy that builds boats. That was quite interesting
Yeah.
to listen to. And just having fun and learning, and be open
Yes.
mind, and be open, and viewer,
Yeah.
and to watch, to learn, to feel, and to enjoy every single moment that we had there in Finland. It was amazing for me, and thank you
Oh,
very much, Sakke,
oh,
for that
thank
adventure.
you. No, thank you for coming over and thank you for your love and energy, what you always put like out, and that's what I wanted, like also people to feel, like when you came over and you've been part of this, you've been making the interviews, like this also with the artists and you know, because it is resonating like when you and Everett were talking about it, it's resonating with that up with people energy. We are one is sort of like
Definitely.
it has same sparkle, it has the same, you know, somehow people coming together. It doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter who you are, what you do, like there are so many things that unite us and we should concentrate to that, what unites us and not what separates us. Basically this is actually like what we're trying to tell, like with this unity like of music and like you always speak in such a beautiful way. I don't always find the words like, but you always say that that's a universal language, music. And you are so right because it touches our heart. It's easier to sort of like address everyone without language. You can understand those feelings because we people are full of feelings and then with that positive feelings like how we can resonate with that. So it was very beautiful and just to see everyone smiling and so happy that you got also this nice experience, beautiful experience. And I remember you said also that this had been a sort of like a dream from, was it like from youth?
Yes, yes, from my childhood. I mean, I have never been in a cottage, and I have seen a lot of movies that was this cottage, and the lakes and the woods, and once I was there, I was like, I mean, the dreams come true.
Oh, wow.
The dreams just come true because I live in the biggest city in the world. I mean,
Yes.
here in Mexico, we are 22 million people living here in just one city.
It's
You know what is
unreal.
that?
Yeah. I have
Unreal. I mean,
Yeah, you have
like,
like four times of the whole Finland people, like Finnish people there,
but
four
in just
times.
one city,
Yeah,
in just one
imagine.
city.
It's,
Imagine.
yes.
And going out into the woods and going out into the roads and talking with the girls, and seeing all these beautiful uh views of the woods, of the lands, of
Yes.
and I said, well, this is a dream come true. The world is not the same everywhere. When you come to Mexico, you can go to the beaches, you can go to Acapulco, or you
Yeah.
can go to Cancun, or you can go to Puerto Vallarta, and we had a lot of beaches around the
Oh, you have
country.
such a beautiful country as well. Thank you, because I've been there
Yes, but
with
it's
people.
absolutely and
Different.
totally different from
Yes.
Finland. And that is the one thing that we need to expect when we travel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to look for, I mean, if I used to eat some hamburgers,
Yes.
look for the same hamburgers there.
Yeah.
No, go into the culture, go and try different tastes of the food, and try to do different things that
Yes.
that you don't do very often, or you don't do in your
Yeah.
country.
Yes.
That's why when Sana told me about this frisbee golf that you in Europe had, these tournaments and everything, I bought my frisbee and I brought it house into my home, and I said to my son, let's let's start doing this
Did you
here
try it
in
already?
Mexico. Yes, yes, we're trying to do the basket,
Cool.
but that is part of it.
Yeah.
When you go to a place, learn it and bring it home with
Yeah.
you as your own experience,
Yes.
and that
And
makes you
yeah.
grow as a
Yeah.
person,
Yes.
because you have different points of view. And that's why we as people that have been traveling, or people that have been learning, or people that has been reading, have a different point of view from the war. We don't understand the war because we have a
Yes.
different point of view.
Yeah.
And that's why these kind of festivals can be very positive, because are seen, as you said before, this kind of festivals, or this kind of thoughts seem different the
Yes.
negative stuff, and that becomes to have an equilibrium,
Yeah.
have a balance
Yes.
between the positive stuff and the
Yes.
negative stuff,
Yes.
and you decide what you want
Yes.
to
Yes.
focus on.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And we're inviting everybody, like for the coming year, also, like who want to be part of this, to come to experience it either as a, audience member, or somebody who wants to organize it with us. Like everybody is welcome, but
To feel the experience.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, everybody is welcome to feel the experience. If you
Yes.
want to become a sponsor,
Yeah.
or if you want to become a performer,
Yes.
or if you want to come and see the magic
Yes.
of Kuhmoinen and
Yes.
music, please
Yes. Do
feel
come.
free to come.
Yeah. Yes. And the planning will start. I mean, it immediately. I think like when it was over, I think the new ideas have sort of like they're popping in, of course, because you've just done it. So how to do it like next year, and so planning will start more in next month, and then we're gonna have this kind of like feedback session, like with the volunteers, and the mayor Valtteri wants to be part of it too. So that is very important to listen to, like what the experience was inside, sort of like everyone who was organizing, because I would say we were about 100 people all together. That's quite some group. So and of course there were surprises also to me. I was not maybe thinking about it so much like in advance, that people need to get there. So performers were also, some people performers turned to me and was like, how do I get there, because there is not so many buses coming. So a little bit organizing of that, and about the accommodation, because it's a small place. So of course you don't have like large hotels. You don't. So so we had like 7 locations. Like you guys stayed at cottage with Sanna and
Yes.
Katja. which was so nice. So you had your mini reunion also with Up with People, and we're telling also our.
And I experienced the sauna stuff,
How was
and that
that?
was
How was that?
oh my that was fun, different, and was very upgoing, because once you get up from the sauna, go into the lake, that was the best.
How does it feel to your skin? Because it's very hot and then it gets cold.
I thought I was going to be like freezing, I was going to be just freezing, but no. Once I came out from the lake, it was like, I mean, I have a lot of energy. What do I do with this energy now?
What about, did you go back and forth like lake and sauna,
Yes,
lake and sauna?
yes,
That's
yes.
the way to
Two
do it.
or three
Hey,
times, yes.
but did you have the branch like to hit your back also? Did you have
No,
that?
no, no,
Oh,
no, no, no,
the
no.
next time then that one, because that's part of that. It gets your blood circulation better. So we're not just
Okay.
or just try that, you know.
It's
But I saw the video
my
where
fault. It's my fault. It's
yeah,
my fault.
Everett was screaming like when he was going to the water.
Yeah, okay.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But that's so nice. Did you see any animals, by the way? Any exotic animals like during your stay? Birds or fox or
No,
wolves?
no, 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 no,
Hey,
no. Yes, we saw one in the road back to the cottage.
which
We saw, I guess, a wolf.
what?
Yeah, yes, a big dog that crossed the
Are you
street.
serious?
Yes, yes, and we said,
I've
okay.
never seen a wolf in my life. And you just saw it.
I wanted to see a fox, but I didn't have the experience.
But that's
we
dangerous. Wolf. Oh my gosh. But you know, because I just saw like from like it was in the news, like like I think there was on Facebook group, like there were, you know, showing there was puppies, like wolves puppies nearby Kuhmoinen and Jämsä, like in the border of those you know, municipalities. So they are there, and you have bears, you know, like, so I mean, whoa, like if you really saw a wolf, like
I would love to see them, but I I need to come back to see
yes, you
them.
do, you do, you definitely do.
And
In
go
Chile.
into the woods.
Oh my god, you know, yeah, that would be, you know, exciting also. And you know, if there would be more time like to plan, like if there would be, you know, even like some, I don't know, like or like that to go to the you know, because you have like these places where you can stay for the night, you know, like that would be maybe something exotic as well. But I, you know, went like, I think it was the following day, I got the privilege to see like this very beautiful place, Linnavuori, and I was just listening to the silence and I was astonished. There was no sound, nothing, soundless. It was, oh, the peace, what it brought to me, like of this chaotic sort of like running about. Like even though the day was lovely, but before that, you know, like all of that running. I needed that. I think it was so beautiful, you know, just to because it was on this high spot, like on a hill. So and just to see the lake, and there was the sun, was setting, and it was just how did you find the, you know, this peacefulness, like the quietness? How did it seem to you? Because you come from a, you know, Mexico City is very much like you know, driven by like there's a lot of noise sort of to be said or sound.
You just go into your place. I mean, this my cabin is my peace place, my
Yes.
favorite place to stay, and to have my own silence.
Yes.
And once I mean, I am a teacher in a university, and I do a lot of stuff here in Mexico. So you just need to get into the place and turn off all the equipments and get into you, and to do your own silence. You don't need to go and look for it. I mean, I love it, and the experience you have there in that beautiful place, that was amazing, because you were coming in from these Russian times, and all the things that happened before the festival, and afterwards. That's why you notice this silence and you
Yes.
needed this silence
So
and you enjoy it,
healing.
this silence,
It was healing.
because it was healing.
Yeah.
It was healing. And that is the way you need to have your own peace,
Yeah.
finding your own silence, to silence your mind, to silence your mouth, and start just listening to your heart, to your blood. And that is the way of do meditation. When you uh, really getting to listen to your blood is when you are into you. When you listen to your heart, that is boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. That is your own silence. That is your own pace. And that is when you became and realized that you were alive.
Yeah.
And that is the thing that we need to do every single day when we wake up and we go to sleep,
Yeah.
to listen to our own silence. And that is the best place to be healthy
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
mind and into your body.
Yeah. And I think like also like to sort of like choose to think like what are what are the good things in your life, sort of like I think because I mean it's normal to also like in everyday life also that we have troubles, but it's sort of like our decision like whether we dwell in them, like or we choose like to be to find the gratitude, like because there are always things that are there to be maybe we sometimes take them for granted that we don't remember like how lucky we are that we have special people in our lives, people who care
We need to be thankful. We
exactly.
need to be thankful
Yes.
for everything. If
Yes.
you have some trouble, thanks for the trouble,
Yeah, because it
because
teaches you.
all they teach you
Yeah.
and teach you everything and teach you the best way to do the things that you already have a mistake
Yeah. Yeah.
or a misunderstanding.
The understanding.
If yes, and if you realize that you have a mistake, then you are realizing that you can improve that
Yes.
and you can change and you
And
can be
create.
better.
Yeah, create
Yes,
better. Yeah, like new
and
ways.
that is the main point of the to be creative, to be
Yeah, creative.
creative.
Yes, yes, that's right. But I still want to say, like, ask, like, how did you feel the silence in the forest? Did you have like any time like yourself there?
Yes, I went out of the cottage, and I went into the lake and sat in this
Here.
rock, big rock,
Ah, okay.
and just listen the water, because the water, we are water,
Yes.
and the water takes our form, and the water takes the form of everything the water put in. And when you're listening to the water, you are listening the life.
Yes.
And that's what thing that Everett told me, that he feels that his music
Yeah.
is like the water,
Yes.
and the water goes into you and fills you
Yeah.
in your own body, in your own way of being, and that is music. The
Yes.
music is water,
Yes.
takes the form you wanted the music to have.
Yeah. Like now it
And
comes. Yes, please. Yeah.
no, go ahead.
No, no. I'm trying to think like when you ask those questions like from people like what animal or food or like like could I? I don't even know like what to answer like to that. Like what would I be? I have to show you like something. This is funny. Like,
Okay.
because this shows like how like a child I am like always.
Yes. Oh.
I've been looking at this
Okay.
because it has wings and it has this mohair. So I mean, this is the attitude how to go about like in this,
And it has colors, and you
yes,
are colorful.
it
You're a
was just
very colorful girl.
I had to. It was sort of like my funny thing, like to just watch that. Like, okay, we're gonna do this like with this kind of attitude. Like, have fun, be a little bit brave, be a little bit crazy, like in a good way. Love life and just go and try your wings and just do
We are unicorns.
yeah.
Yes. We are
so
unicorns.
but like it's also like about we are one. It can be anything really, like what we come up like in the future. But I mean, this is a nice start that it is a festival, but I see it as a beginning of something new, because now it's a real thing like in the world, because before this it was just virtual. I mean, that's also of course very valuable that we've had this contact, but now it's something real in the real world, and it's resonating now to new people, real people like there in Kuhmoinen and who came by. But we had it also like on Friday, that a networking event, which I thought that was really cool. Also, way to start. That there was three speakers: Peter Rowan, Brianna Cash, and Joona Nuutinen, and all of them were giving like sort of like some tips like for the music market and how the artists can help themselves. So that's also something that we can expand, and sort of like I want to hear like also like what the needs of this group's musicians are, and also like that's not a kind of a closed tribe. It's sort of like open to anybody who just resonates, like doing some collaboration together, because I feel like that many times the musicians are sort of like isolated, that they do their own thing with their own team and sort of like compete to everyone else, and that's not, I don't think that's necessary, because who could understand you better than a fellow musician who is going through the same struggles, same competition to try to get forward. So I think it gives so much joy, like when you can share these things. Like for example, I was this spring like on that networking event like in Los Angeles, and just to talk with people and to hear their stories and have a good laugh like about, and everyone is like I said, the same struggles, same sort of like things what they try to set up. So I think there's so much that we could do to help one another and to enjoy it, like enjoy it on the way there, because it's, of course, it's also a competitive matter, definitely is, because everyone is trying to make a living with it, or I mean, some do at least, that it's of course you need to do a lot of you have to put so much, like everything about yourself, in it. So
Everything.
yeah, everything. So it's so demanding, and I think mostly to your psychological side, that's very demanding, because there is not many people, and you need to have strong faith in yourself, like in order to just keep going, keep believing into your own thing, and keep expanding and trying to reach out like for the audiences. So I don't think like a lot of times like the audience doesn't know like how much it has taken for people to even to come to perform that one time, because it's all that life that person has really lived, what they are telling, like people are quite naked, like in this kind of emotional way and psychological way in front of you.
Yes.
When you come to sing your songs, it's about your life really, and you know letdowns and lifts up as well. So it's a sum up like of your personality, basically, like what you're giving out. So it's a big deal, but I don't think we just see it, kind of like maybe a little bit shallow way. Oh, somebody's performing, it's nice, it's easy. It's not easy, like that. It might be easy like in time wise if you look at like, okay, 45 minutes of songs, but what it has taken like the whole life to prepare, sort of like every time for the role, it's again and again and again you need to win the audience, like sort of like to your side. But when it works, it's like magic. It's a magical moment, like when you resonate with the audience and you have a good time and it vibes back and forth, like okay, somebody's smiling at you, you're smiling at them, and it just keeps resonating. And it's yeah, like actually this is summing up like when you were asking how the performances were. It was like that. I really enjoyed to see, the joy on the faces of the performers. That was, touchable. That you could really see that they were happy, and then that makes you happy. So
Yeah, because music is expression,
yes,
music is feelings, music is emotions,
yes,
music is a new language. I mean, it's a no a new language. It's a millennial language that we have learned to communicate this kind of emotions,
yes,
and that is the main point of this We Are One festival in Kuhmoinen Kutu.
yes, definitely. So, but I just thank you for being part of this. That we I guess celebrate life, via this, and thank you for being my friend, and being my sister, you know.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, we're sisters,
yes,
we are
yes,
sisters.
yes. So I hope to see you very soon, and hope that you can come also like to the feedback session, like with Sue,
Okay, yeah, I'll be there.
yeah, yeah, to tell like also like how you felt and give the greetings like to people of Kuhmoinen, and I think they will be happy to see you as well.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes, I'll be there. I
yeah,
promise.
yes. But but yeah, like should we start to wrap it up? Like it was really
Okay,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, like, but I'm asking you, like, then should we still try to think about like the what what was it, animal or food or what was it, like nature thing? Like, would you have like anything on mind? What are you like when you're because you're an influencer as well and a teacher and radio journalist and so forth. So, what do you think of like the energy? What you put like out like in your work, if you would describe it with food or
well,
animal?
the question was, what would you describe yourself if you were if your performances or your music is like a vegetable, food,
Oh yeah.
drink, animal? Well, I describe myself as an eagle, an animal,
Oh,
an eagle.
yes.
Because as a journalist or as an influencer or as a just viewer, enjoying a viewer of the life, I can see the view
Yes.
from the
Yes.
heights, and to be clever in what things and decisions to take to make it better.
Mm,
That's how I describe myself, as an eagle.
yes. Well, I guess I still go with the unicorn. With
Yes,
the
like
bow hair.
this. Yes, a funny tail.
I think so. And I've said also like sometimes like this one I want to share because that what we put like to the world. I was talking about the resonance like now between the audience and performer, but it's anything basically what we do, because anything what we sort of like create from ourselves, whether it's speech or anything, that's an act, that's a deed. So it's like casting a stone, like this kind of skip rock, like which keeps like bouncing like on the water, and then that water is like the world where you're putting your thought or the action. Actually, the action thought yet alone is not, well, maybe people can feel that energy if you're thinking something very strongly, but like usually it's action of something to do or something to say. So all of that is resonating with something. And
Remember what we learning up with people? It was spark to the action.
yes.
Every single sparks go into an action. Every single sparks turn on any machine, and we're our life is a machine that we have to have different decisions to make it through, and spark to the action.
Yeah. And do you remember also what they said like then? I remember because they gave us a speech like, in the end before ending the year, was that when you go to your communities, do something there. Do something for your community. And now, like that's happening here in Kuhmoinen, Finland. It's
Yeah,
it's
and
an
we're
action.
doing it
And we're
in
doing
our
it.
own way. We're
Yes.
doing it.
Yes. Yes.
That
Definitely.
that was a commitment.
Yes. Yes. But I thank you like for being part of this. So yeah, just thank you, kiitos. Muchas
Quitos, gracias,
gracias.
gracias, gracias a todos, gracias por ver esta entrevista. Y bueno, pues sí, sí hablo español un poquito.
Joo. Kiitos kaikille. Ihanaa, kun olitte mukana. Joo.
Well, let's wrap this,
Yes.
and thank you very much for watching. And this is a We Are One festival. This was the first one. Wait for the second one.
Yes. It's gonna come in 24. Not so too far away from this moment. Like it's gonna be just in a blink of an eye or something.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
All right.
yes.
All right. Bye.